All right. Where's the kids? Put your hand up. Let me tell you about my kid, okay? I've done too good a job teaching him about what money means that I'd let him come up here and then he'd send me an invoice for his time. Okay? It's never too early to start, but when you start early, you have to start answering a lot of questions early too. So I want Landon. He needs to put his food down and come up here. Come on up. That's a big step for a little guy. This is number 2. Number 1 wanted to come up here, but he's the one he's the one that'll charge me for it. This one hadn't figured it out yet. Landon has a special job. First off, I should tell you ladies that all went, oh. Landon's a ladies' man. He is. And he likes older ladies. Quick story. We were at the Nickelodeon Hotel in Orlando, Florida for Grayson's birthday week. Was it yours or Landon's birthday? We were over at the Nickelodeon Hotel in Orlando. Landon was in the pool area along with the rest of us. It's all fenced in. You got to have a card to get in and get out. So as a parent, you can imagine you just want to find a chair and crash. Because you know your kid's going to be okay. We couldn't find Landon anywhere. Nowhere. Finally, Grayson comes up and tells everybody, I found him. Where is he? You need to come see this, Dad. Walked over, and there, in the hot tub, with his arm around 2 12-year-old girls, holding court. I don't know what he was whispering in their ear, but they thought it was great. So, ladies, keep your daughters on lockdown until we get out of town tomorrow. Landon has a special job in our process on Sunday mornings where we do coupon inserts and coupon clipping, okay? Landon is the cover man. He's a specialist in his craft. He has one job and one job only. It's to take the cover off the coupon insert. Now, if y'all haven't ever sorted coupon inserts in bulk quantities before, you don't understand how important the cover man is. But it's really important. So, Landon takes the cover off while everybody else does their part to break down the rest of the coupons. And he makes it much, much quicker than it needs to be. So he's going to be the leader and show y'all his craft while 2 other people come up and help me. The guy in the red shirt and the little girl over here in the purple. Purple and black. All right? So what I want you guys to do, I'm going to talk to everybody about this process, and this is a race. Y'all need to get done. That's only 10 inserts right there. Y'all need to get done before I get done. Okay? Now, I'm not going to go as fast as I can, so you can take your time. I just want you to... What's up, man? You in? You in? Okay, so here's the deal. If you're in, you're in. By the way, this is my 2-year-old that's at home right now because this is exactly what he would be doing right now. So here's what we're going to do. I don't care what method you use, whether you use a file box or a binder to organize your coupons when you get them, okay? But you got to break them down because you got to get them cut at some point. I'm going to show you the most efficient way to do that. Well, I've already showed you the most efficient way is get your kids to do it so you don't have to. Okay? But I'm going to show you how you do that. So Landon, I want you to show these people how you do it. I'm going to do the first one, and then Landon's going to be the cover man, and y'all are going to take the rest of it from him and go. All you're going to do is you're going to take this off and lay it out, okay? And I'm hoping we have enough table space. We should. And you're going to take the rest of these Just like that, okay? So take the cover off, hand it to somebody, and be done. You can hold the whole stack here and take the covers off. All I want you guys to do is make sure the pictures match when you're done, okay? Just like that. Each page goes on the next one. Y'all work as a team. I'm all about empowering the employees. You figure out the system that's going to work for you, and whatever can get you to do it, works for me. Anyhow, what they're doing is they're going to break these coupons down. They're going to take the cover off, and they're going to take the next page and the next page. Look, listen, you want to come up in here? You come with me. All right. Now I'm at home. For all y'all that are watching this on Facebook, this guy's fearless. When he's old enough, I'm hiring him. They're starting to pile for each page. And they're continuing to take them down and take them down and take them down until they're at the end, and then they start over again, okay? Here's the reason why you do that. And when you're done, by the way, oh yeah, I need volunteers. While you're done, you just straighten them up, staple the four corners. You can staple in the picture or the margin or anywhere for the individual coupons if you want. But you're doing this because then when you go to cut that coupon, instead of having to cut one coupon 10 times, you're cutting 10 coupons at one time, okay? And I'm pretty sure that they're getting close to being done over here. But at the end of the day, this goes back to how much is your time worth, right? I don't have time to be fooling with that. Stay-at-home moms don't have time, or energy probably, to be fooling with that. That's a good babysitter, right? Until they start fighting. I came from the grocery industry. I've stocked enough canned goods on shelves that I understand I don't want. Say he wants to go to the beach? That's a different dialect than what I have. Oh, you got him? Amen. Who does he belong to? I mean, he's welcome to hang out with me. I mean, I probably, am abnormally shaped on the left bicep anyhow because I'm usually toting one. Thanks, man. You made it interesting. I needed to get bailed out. Anyhow, I don't want to touch things more than I have to. You done, cover man? Good job. I'll pay you in Subway later. You can go down. Thanks, buddy. Okay. Y'all are done? That's cool. I forgot a stapler again tonight, 2 nights in a row. You got them stapled. All you do is fold them back, put them back together, now you have one giant insert, right? When you're done, I don't like binders. I know a lot of y'all love them. I don't like them. Binders are not an efficient process for couponing, I'm sorry. They may work. You may save a lot of money. I'm not going to argue with you for which system you use. I'm just going to tell you that mine's right. I'm just kidding. I'm just going to tell you mine's more efficient. And here's why. You have to cut a bunch of coupons to put them in your binders. You may or may not even use those. The sale may not be around. I don't want to touch it more than one time. Okay? When we get to the ad matchups, you'll understand why I do what I do with this stuff, okay? But I only want to touch it once, break it down, put it back together, and then we put it into one of these bad boys. File tote, okay? This is the Smart Source from 623. It's already broken down. Red Plum, Smart Source from 630, Red Plum from 630, Procter & Gamble from 77. Why do I need to see coupons in a binder? I know I have every coupon right here. When we're done with that, we put it in the file, and we're done. Maybe I use a coupon, maybe I don't. But if I do, now I know that I can just come over here to Smart Source 623, pull it out, And if I want the, ooh, Edward's pies. Not what Mama made, but not too bad out of the freezer. I just cut my Edward pie coupons, add it to my matchup, and I'm done. Who does the red shirt belong to? You want to come up here and get these coupons for your mama? Now everybody's like, wait a minute, she got the shaft. She didn't get $100. That's probably about $1,000. Okay? Go ahead, take the whole thing down to her. That's hers. So you guys have to remember, it's all about thinking of things in an efficient manner, okay? File them puppies. Filing saves time. It allows for quick reference for things you might not normally use. Here's the deal. I say this all the time. I learned really, really early in my career as a salesperson not to pre-qualify anybody in my mind, okay? My very first job in outside sales was selling 6.5-foot satellite dishes in West Virginia. The 6.5-foot C-band satellite dish is the state flower of West Virginia. Okay? 70% of West Virginia had no cable. All I had to do was get them qualified to put them on payments or hope they had the cash. It was shooting fish in a barrel. But I learned early not to pre-qualify people. So maybe I would be driving down the street and think, oh, these people probably don't have money by how I perceived their lifestyle was based on their house. And it's pretty humbling when a guy says, look, if I want satellite dish, I'll just pay you in cash. He pulls out a shoebox. I got 10 grand in it from under his bed. So I don't pre-qualify anymore. Same thing holds true with my coupons. There are going to be deals for things that I might not use on a regular basis, but I know if I'm a binder guy, how I handle things, I'm only going to cut what I know for a fact I'm going to use. I'm going to miss deals. So even if you do use a binder, file the rest of it and keep it, okay? Binders allow you to carry your coupons all the time. They allow you to see your coupons and touch them, and we decorate them and put stickers on them and ribbons and bows and all kinds of other stuff. And then we have to have the bag. We have to accessorize our binder because the binder's not enough. We got to have the bag that goes with the binder. I'm missing it. I don't have any of this stuff for sale on any of my sites. I've got to have the accessories and all of this other stuff. I think about it all the time and then I never do it. But they allow you to carry them at all times. Here's the deal, guys. The argument for binder people has and always will be, well, what about a deal? How do you know you're going to get all the deals? 100% confidence, sure as I stand here, right smack in the middle of the church, I will tell you, I have never missed a deal because I filed coupons that I planned to buy. See, here's the problem for me with binders. Told them last night, I'll tell y'all tonight. Ladies, I'm the guy that you want to take to the mall with you. I love to shop. I really do. And I like nice stuff. I don't have a problem paying for nice stuff if it's what I want. I feel like I've worked hard enough in life to deserve it. That being said, I can get addicted to coupon deals like I can other things. That's why I don't go to the mall. That's why I don't carry a binder. I don't care if it's on clearance. I don't care if it's a quarter a piece. I don't care if you can get 100 bottles for 10 bucks. If you didn't have 10 bucks in your budget for that item, you have no business buying it. Okay? Our house, I told you, I taught financial peace for 10 years. Our house is a cash-only household. We pay cash for everything. Everything. Cars. Cash. We don't have cash, we don't buy a car. I had the car payment. Okay? Had a car payment when I was 25 years old. I thought that I needed to have a 1997 BMW 328i fresh off the lot. $547, 10 cents a month. Now listen, guys. I was making good money. I could afford it. while I had my job making good money. Then I decided, I don't want to do this anymore. Car payment didn't go away. Paid that car off after 5 years. And I drove it for another 8. But I never got rid of the $547.10. That went into an account for me. So that when I wanted to buy my next car, I never had a car payment again. Okay? So when I talk about all the things we teach you, that's just an example of something else. Once you get out of debt, and once you make these things go away, you have more efficiency inside your budget, you can do all kinds of cool stuff. But we're on a cash-based budget for our house. If we go over $100 in groceries, we don't go over $100 in groceries. We take them back, right? $50 a week is what we live off of. Got 3 boys. My first daughter is on the way. I'm keeping my fingers and toes crossed. She's still on the way when I get back tomorrow. My wife's ready to pop. She's 8 months pregnant, but we're not real sure on the accuracy of that due date. $50 a week, guys, $200 a month. It can be done. We eat good, obviously. With the internet printables and the stragglers, you got to have a system that works for you. That stuff is loose when you print it out. The stuff that you're going to get in your mailbox is loose when you print it out. Maybe that's where you use your binder that you're going to retire after tonight. I don't know. But categorize it however you want. How much time should you spend? How much time is your time worth? I don't know how many guys have seen the email that seems to mysteriously appear a couple of times a year in my inbox about the true salary of what a stay-at-home mom is worth. I quite frankly think that that number is probably a little bit low. The one that I've seen has it at over $100,000, but I can tell you that if I had to hire someone to do everything that my wife does, $100,000 ain't gonna touch it. How much is your time worth? It's easy to figure out. You're going to take how much time you spend couponing every week. And then you're going to take how much money you save couponing every week. You're going to divide that by the amount of hours you spend. It's your hourly rate. If your hourly rate's $5.50, $19.97 called minimum wage wants you back. Okay? You're not even working for minimum wage now. If this number doesn't make sense, one of 2 things happens. Either couponing doesn't make sense for you, or it does and you just haven't figured it out. Okay? I can tell you, to do it the right way, you should never spend more than about an hour, hour and a half a week doing this. Okay? A lot of people are going to tell you, oh no, this is a 6-7 hour job. Guys, it's not. You just watch 3 kids do the majority of the work that you have to do in like 5 minutes. It's not that long. We're going to talk about shopping trips now. We're going to go through the first few of these pretty quick. What goes in your war chest, your coupon, your shopping trip chest, your coupons, your ad matchups. I'm going to show you a picture of an ad matchup. We're going to walk through a deal on one so that you can see what it looks like, how to use it. Like I said, it's following directions. It's not a difficult thing to do. You should get that. I'm going to show you some spreadsheets. One of them is how you plan your trip, okay? I'm not going to show you that one tonight because that is a whole different conversation. What I have found is that when I go through the spreadsheet, I become Microsoft Excel support. Okay? I wrote it, it's quick, it's dirty, it's not pretty, but it's functional and it spits the numbers out. But the problem is, people always email me wanting me to help them figure out the spreadsheet. And I'm just spread way too thin to be able to do it. So we're not going to talk about that tonight. What I will tell you is we have made it people-proof. Okay? We just rolled out our iPad, iPhone app and revamped the one for the Android. So if you are a spreadsheet person, when the new version comes out here in the next 2 or 3 weeks, the interactive spreadsheet will be on the app, and you can actually plan your trip inside your mobile device and just take it to your store, and then you can't do anything to screw it up and delete my formulas and stuff. It'll automatically calculate for you. You want to have your spreadsheet with you though, because that's how you're going to break down your trip. And the way that it works is you're going to put the units, the cost, the coupons that you have, and it's going to calculate your trip before you ever walk out your door, so that if you get to the end of the checkout line and your trip's $10 more than it was supposed to be, you know you have a problem because you're already anticipating what you should be spending. Coupon policies. I say the same thing every time I talk about coupon policies. If you read a coupon policy for a store twice, you've read it one more time than the cashier you're dealing with. Okay? It's not a knock on cashiers. Stores have limited resources. We already heard that they make a penny on the dollar net profit average across the United States. You got a few choices. They can stock their shelves, keep their stores clean, and have people on the front end to get you out the door. They can invest in training. How many people have ever been a cashier before? Lots. How many people got more than 4 hours of actual training before they were put on a register? Good for you. That's 2 more than last night. The reality of it is, you hire them 10, 12 at a time, you bring them in, you show them a video, and as soon as you think that they understand what they're doing, at Winn-Dixie, we'd give them the pink smock, and we'd have the label maker in the office because the name tag wasn't even ready for them yet. Put them out there, let them learn how to take cash, let them learn how to take checks, swipe a charge card, and then we put them at the register in front of our most seasoned cashier, who's probably the girl that we hired 2 weeks ago. So if she has any problems, she can turn around and ask for help, right? I'm not an accounting person, but I got a lifetime of experience in trying to figure out all the jacked up messes at 3 o'clock in the morning when my office didn't balance and they call me out of bed to come figure it out. Okay? So, be that what it may, we used to invest in training after about 3 months in because I figured out I don't like getting out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning. But you want to make sure you have your spreadsheet, figure all that out. You want to have your coupon policies because you need to know that. If you don't know what the policy is, how are you ever going to stand your ground if you're questioned in what you're doing? All of these things are available online. I don't care if you go to our site to get them or if there's another site that you're more comfortable with, but most sites anymore have a spot for the stores. I know that in our stores section, again, it's real tricky. You just click the button at the top that says stores. It's right next to the one that says coupons. And when you go there, it's a landing page and all the logos are there. And if you want to look at Publix, you go to Publix and it takes you to this whole place where it's nothing but stuff about Publix. It's got the coupon policy, it's got the current, one-off deals, maybe the unadvertised deals, the ad matchups for the green advantage and the purple advantage flyers and the regular sales ad. And you can get all of that in one public spot. And if you're smart, whenever you figure out which site you're going to do and you find that section on your site, you're going to bookmark it in your browser. So next time you only push one button instead of 2 or 3 to get to what you want. Okay? But have that coupon policy with you and make sure you read it a couple of times and that you understand what you're attempting to do. Calculator. We all have those on our phones anyhow, so it's not a big deal. But you want to have a calculator with you because there's a chance they're not going to have something that you have on your spreadsheet. And that's always fun to try and figure out. Oh, I was going to get 6 of those and they only have 2. Uh-oh. Now what's my total supposed to be? Now what coupons do I have to take out of my stack? So you have to stop on the fly to figure it out. A pen. I always talk about a pen because it reminds me to tell you guys about how we shop. Being a former store manager, I can work a retail location in about 10 minutes. I mean, I can tell if somebody runs a good operation literally by walking in the front door and seeing how their front end works. But then if I walk the perimeter, I can look up and down the aisles and I can work a store relatively thoroughly in about 10 minutes at a brisk pace. We go to the store, our ad for Publix starts on Thursday. We shop Wednesday and Thursday. I go on Wednesday for 2 reasons. I want to see what's going on in the store, what might be getting put on display that's not in the ad. See, I get the ads really early. I mean, we've had the Publix ad for next week posted since Monday morning. The whole ad matchup's been up, so you could be planning Wednesday or Thursday's trip on Monday. But we try and figure all that out. The other thing that's good about it is Wednesday's the last day of the current ad for us. So now we could get rain checks. So if there were things that were out of stock that we didn't need or that we didn't get, we'll get a rain check for it. Publix only gives you months to use it. But if you go to the drugstores on a Saturday night, everybody listen to what I'm getting ready to tell you. You will thank me later for telling you this right now. Make it a habit to get to your drugstores on Friday or Saturday and get your rain checks. Or, if you know they're going to be out of everything because you have shelf clearers, the first day of the sale, go get your rain checks then. Those don't expire. Okay? You can have yourself a little index file box or however, another use for your binder, right? Put your rain checks in there, but we tell you to create a rain check file. Because the rain check file is going to ensure that you can shop that sale price anytime. I've got rain checks for CVS that are 5 years old on my desk. They never expire. And unless that's the absolute best deal, when it's time for me to restock something, I'm not going to use it. I'll wait until the next time if I have to have it. But that's how you ensure pricing going forward, because it might not always hit at the ad when you want it to hit. Start yourself a rain check file. You'll thank me for that nugget. I promise you. That's a good way to ensure you're going to save money. Scissors, because I can't rip. That's it. Publix is always going to have a store coupon booklet in the front that I didn't know about. And I'm going to have to try and figure out how to rip the coupon out. And you'd think I had 5 thumbs on each hand. What's a sales cycle? Sales cycles are 8 to 12 weeks, average of 10. Okay? Prices are going to come back around every 8 to 12 weeks. That's just the way that it works. So if you didn't get a deal this week, you're probably going to get it sometime in the next 2 to 2.5 months. Okay? The reason that's important for you to know is you need to determine the pricing that you're going to buy at. Almost like a stock trader. We want to buy low. Okay? What's going to happen is you're going to look at those ad matchups and you're going to determine this is when I need to go ahead and get what I need to get, because this is the lowest price this is going to be for the next couple of months. And then figure out how much you're going to buy. Okay? Y'all have a sheet that's attached to the handout from tonight. That is an example. We have the full sheet on our site. Okay? I wish I could tell you how to get to it. That one doesn't have an easy button, because when we did the redesign, I lost about 1/3 of the really good stuff that I can't find. So I always have to hit the search button when I'm looking for something, and when I go in and type search and then finally end up finding it, then I put it back to where I know it's supposed to go. But I haven't done that with this one yet, but I will when I get back, because I know people are going to be looking for it. This is a tracking sheet. This is a manual process. This is not something that you do on the computer. This is something you are going to do with a pencil. Okay? This is not tedious. I realize there are a lot of rows and columns there. I'll tell you the same thing I told the people last night. If this becomes a tedious process, we need to have a different conversation about how much we're eating, okay, from our stockpile. Because what you're doing is you're tracking what you take out. I'm gonna go, you know what, I think it may have lost it when we converted over to Mac. So I'm just going to go from what you have on what I know is in your handout. Basically what you have is you've got 12 weeks in the sales cycle, and that represents the columns that are going across the top of your sheet. Okay? Each one of those columns is a week. Down the left-hand side, each row is where you're going to record the name of whatever it is you're tracking. We have it pre-filled out on our site of the most commonly stockpiled items. So things like pasta, pasta sauce, canned fruits, canned vegetables, all of that. And then there's a few blank lines at the end that are going to help you with the things that, you know, certainly I'm not going to dictate to you everything you're going to stockpile, so you're going to put the things in that you really use. When you start this process, you're going to put the name down and the amount for each week. So if I make tuna salad twice a week, each time I take a can of tuna salad out of my cupboard, I put a hash mark in that column. And at the end of the first week, I'll have 2. 2 the second week, 2 the third week, so on and so forth. I'm going to do that for the items in my stockpile. Not everything in my refrigerator. We don't stockpile bell peppers. Okay? No point in me tracking how many of them I use. This is for the stockpile stuff. You have to track this and drive your pricing down, because that's how you're going to be able to afford the meat and the produce. Okay? So when you figure out the price, or the quantity rather, you're going to add across. There's a total column at the very end. Okay? So with my cans of tuna, in theory, if I go through 2 a week, after 12 weeks, my total should be 24, right? Okay. We're going to do that for all of the items that we stockpile. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add up the total number of items that we tracked. Okay? There's not a column for that. That's where I threw you a curveball. Just count. How many different things like tuna are in that first column? Just count down the lines and that's your number. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to total the column on the far side, where my 24 was. So again, I'm going to make math really easy so that I can do it. Let's say I stockpile 10 things that are stockpile items for me. And I get to the end, and when I total up the number of units in that far column, my sum total is 100. I'm going to take my 100 total units of product, whatever it is. It's just the sum of whatever's down that far column, and I'm going to divide it by 10. That's going to give me average stockpile quantity. Okay? That means on average, across all the things that I stockpile, I use 10 units of each of those things. It doesn't mean that it's 10 of everything. It could be 20 of one thing, 10 of one thing, 5 of two things, whatever else. But on average, it's 10. Who can tell me why average stockpile quantity would be important? You already know the answer from hearing me last night. Anybody else? You know from last night too. So that's what she said. You guys are working together. Nobody else. Okay, both of you know?
The quantity of your household is how much you need to get.
Okay, but why is my average important? Go ahead. I'm going to use my laser pointer. Bingo. That's the answer. I told you I'm going to tell you exactly how many papers you need to buy. Right? So if you know on average that you're using 5 of something, then how many papers do you buy? 5. It's not hard. And this is not tedious. This is very basic. But you're dictating, your own behavior is dictating what you need to do. And guess what? Most people don't track that stuff. Now that you know you can track it and it will actually make sense, you're getting ready to start couponing for real. Come up here, I got something for you. This is the same thing that they got, just not broken down. So you got 3 or 4 weeks. All right? And just because you two came 2 nights in a row and I need to get rid of these things, I'm going to give each one of you 2. Didn't have to call you twice. This little other used to stay for me coming to the dinner table. There you go. You got it. And you're feeding my kids in the middle of this, too. I appreciate that. So that's the deal with average stockpile quantity, okay? Now, I understand there are issues with pre-ordering sale items here with Publix, and I'm not even going to talk about that. One thing I am going to talk about is what's the going price online. We're talking about efficiency and what's your time worth. Let's talk about the going price online. I have shifted my philosophy in toilet paper, detergent, paper towels, and all of that stuff to not shopping in stores. We buy literally 100% of that stuff on Amazon unless we can get it for absolute free. Here's the logic behind it, okay? I don't have time to go 15 minutes to a drugstore, spend 5 or 10 minutes in there to get 2 things when I need 10, and then 15 minutes to get back home. By the time you look at it, even though a drugstore is only 5 minutes away from me, it's a 45-minute process for me to go get paper towels or toilet paper when they're running a deal, if they have it. So instead of me doing that, I spend 30 seconds and I click a mouse and it comes 2 days later. Okay? Now, inevitably, when we post deals like this on our site, there's always that one crusty person. But I can get it for $2.50 cheaper at Kroger's. Great. Good for you. Because if I'm going to only save an additional $2.50 for 45 minutes of my time, I think I'll pass. Okay? My time is much more valuable than that. So that's why you have to understand, how much time you spend in this stuff. And it used to be that we said we'd never pay for any of this stuff. But once the deal started drying up, the way that we used to be able to roll register rewards and extra care bucks and all of the things we used to be able to do, commodities are something that I just write off. Is I'm getting this from Amazon. We posted a deal today where you could get Scott Extra Soft Toilet Tissue for 19 cents a single roll delivered to your door, free shipping 2 days later if you're Amazon Prime. I'm not going to get that deal at the store. I'll do it through Amazon and be happy to. What's an ad matchup? I beat this to death, so I'm going to show you one in about 2 seconds if my picture didn't get lost. That's the pre-qualifier, okay? I'm PC. Remember those commercials? I hated those commercials. PC and Mac. I'm PC and he's Mac. They don't like each other, okay? So my picture may have gotten lost for this one too. I will do my best to help you visualize. Sale item, sale price, list of coupons below. Those coupons you may have, you may not have. They vary by zip code. But we list all of the coupons that are available for that item, and you have to pick out the one you have, the best one for you to use. Okay? That's what you do with an ad matchup. Print it out, highlight what you're buying. Ours have check boxes next to them so that you can actually create your shopping list. Hit print at the end, and it's already done for you. It's only the items that you've chosen to buy with the list of the coupons that you're going to use. Put it all together in a nice, neat little coupon caddy, and you're off to the store. Until you put it in the spreadsheet. Okay? The top secret spreadsheet we're not talking about tonight. By the way, I know y'all are wondering, right? Right? You want to know, is that mine? If you can't tell by all the labels being rotated out and at the edge of the shelf whether or not that's part of my stockpile, I must not have drove home my special talent of rotating cans 4 at a time back in my stocking days. I'm going to tell you a story about this because I talked to you about stockpiling versus hoarding. Okay? We do not subscribe to extreme couponing and buying ridiculous amounts of stuff. I don't care if it's stuff for donation. I don't care if it's anything else, okay? I know y'all have a very successful pantry here, and Amanda does great things for the elderly ministry, and I think that's wonderful. But when things like that, and this is in no way reference to that, so this is the pre-qualifier. When things like that become a problem is when it becomes an excuse for another problem, okay? And I have a problem with all these problems. Because in my mind, if we want to help people, we need to leave product on the shelves for the people who are trying to help themselves. And if I'm a couponer and I go to the store and the shelf is bare because someone else has decided that they want to donate to someone, and I use quotes when I say that, I have a problem with that. Okay? So we're going to talk, we talk about stockpile quantity only. There's one exception to that, and you're looking at it. Okay? It's about $600 worth of groceries. I paid $20. You can do this deal one time a year. That's it. And it's the Publix Italian Day sale. If you are a Publix aficionado, and y'all had Publix for Italian Days this year, right? Okay, this is the one from either 2 or 3 years ago. I don't remember how old the picture is, but you should recognize everything on there because they run about the same stuff in the ad every year. But at the end of the day, I know from my experience that in February, when they have Italian Days, that is the absolute last time I'm going to be able to get the very best price on canned goods. Now, the stores are going to market to you starting in September or October. They're going to have case good sales and everything else. And this is the rock bottom price, best price you're ever going to get on this stuff. Guess what? It's not. They've got 4 or 5 months to sell all that stuff. When it's February, they got the bean counter saying, we got to get this DC empty all this stuff because the item movement's not going to support. Sales aren't going to support us carrying this inventory over the summer. Italian Days is your best time to buy it. So I buy everything we need for the year. That was literally the day after I bought all that stuff. At the end of a year, it was gone. Okay? That's not hoarding. That's stockpiling, and it's thinking. Because it doesn't matter if I go to the store every week or if I go to the store once. If I use the same amount of canned corn over the course of a year, the number's the same. The difference is I paid 20 bucks for 600 bucks worth as opposed to paying whatever I would pay to do it at the current pricing. So you got to pay attention to stockpile pricing. We have a sheet on the site that's also part of that whole stockpile quantity thing where you can figure that out. It's a sheet for you that will show you a national average of stockpile prices that you can try and beat. Y'all can try and beat me. First time you go to the store and you stockpile something, there's a blank column on the other side that you write your price in. Because after you've gone the first time to determine what the stockpile price is, now you're trying to beat yourself. Okay? So you need to track the quantities, but you need to track the pricing too, because you can always become more efficient in your pricing. Things to avoid in ad matches. I think we've probably got maybe 3 slides left. Okay? No such thing as like-free. I hate like-free. I have done my best to banish like-free from my websites. And what I mean by like-free is when you see deals for drugstores that say, buy X number of things of deodorant, pay $4.50, get $5 back in extra care bucks, 50-cent moneymaker, or get back as much in extra care bucks as what you spent. Makes it like-free. Yeah, right. Last time I checked, when I swiped my debit card, or in our situation, when we paid the cash, they didn't get that back. Right? I got a piece of paper that said you can save $5 if you remember to use me before I expire. It's not like-free. What that's going to do is it's going to help you down the road if you want to use it on other deals, but it's not like-free. As long as money is leaving my pocket for anything, there's nothing free about it. So don't get caught up in that stuff. Because what you're going to find out in the drugstores especially is that's how they lure you in. You think you're really taking it to them, right? You think you're just loading up on deodorant and everything else, and you've got all these extra care bucks and register rewards, and you're rocking it silly. And then you realize you only got $23.16 left in your grocery envelope, and it's got to last you 3 weeks. I hope you can feed your family on all the extra care bucks. Sounds like Pringles and Kraft dressing for 3 more weeks. Okay? Does the ad matchup take doubles into account? What are the regional coupon differences? We already talked about improper coupon stacking. Make sure the matchups are accurate. We used to do them all ourselves. It got to the point where I had admins that were spending 7 hours to do one Publix matchup. It's nearly impossible because they have to take the matchup, then they go to the database, they go find the coupons, they import them in, and then we publish it. And it is a tedious process. I outsource that now. Domestically, but I outsource it. $3.50 for me to buy the Publix matchup every week. It's already done. Now all we do is check to make sure the deals are accurate and we post them. It's about a 30-second process as opposed to 7 hours. Make sure that the coupons aren't matched wrong altogether. Coupon etiquette. This will take 2 seconds. Organize your coupons before you hand them. If you're doing your spreadsheet and planning your trip the right way, they're already going to be organized anyhow. Unless you have Ethan, my 2-year-old, who likes to get into that coupon caddy and treat it like confetti. If the store will let you, go ahead and write the price in for the free item on a buy one, get one free. Okay? Little blank box up there, it speeds things up at the checkout line. Some stores don't like you to do that. Don't put in that you spent $10 on your box of Fruit Loops on the BOGO coupon. They'll figure that out. Only use coupons for what you have. Common sense. Take it easy on the stores with competitor coupons. We talked about that. Remain pleasant throughout your transaction, guys, ladies. It's not a secret. We work long hours. Most of us, we go to the store. We might be a little salty when we get to the store after working long hours because we don't want to have to stop at the store on the way home. Guess who else doesn't want to be there? Person checking you out because they probably left their day job to come work at night, or they're a teenager and they just don't want to be there, period. So be pleasant. You'll get a lot further that way. Get to know your management. I can tell you this. Anybody who runs a successful operation knows who you are. Probably the best thing that I took out of being a store manager at Winn-Dixie was that all I had to do to grow sales in my organization was shake hands and kiss babies. Okay? I didn't have to have the best prices. All I had to do was let people know I cared that they were in there. At an early age, that programmed my mind to remember things, associate things with people, remember names. It freaked some people out that I actually knew who they were. Okay? But when I ran my store, you didn't catch me stocking shelves unless I had to. You'd see me right up between the two emergency exits because I wanted to be the first person everybody saw and the last person that they saw. Because I didn't trust that my bag boy would be the best last impression. So if there was a problem, I could fix it. But I can tell y'all the same thing. If you have the same store manager that has been in your store for 3 or 4 years, they are doing a good job. Their company appreciates them. They're making money. Okay? They know when you shop, what you buy, how much you spend, where your kids play Little League, what team they're on, all of that stuff. How do you pay? Cash, check, charge, all of them. If they're good. Get to know them. They already know you. Because you're going to need them at some point. You're going to need to have them help you get quantities that you need if they ever allow you to do that. You're going to need them to help you with couponing issues. Building a relationship with the management in your store is one of the best things that you can possibly do in your couponing experience. Folks, this is the way business is done. Okay, people that shop retail, by and large, come in with a little bit of an edge anyhow. There's not a problem in my store that I was not capable of fixing when I ran it. In my business now, there's not a problem that I have that I'm not capable of fixing. But somebody's got to give me the opportunity to do it. And I can also assure you that I don't respond well to being talked down to. I don't talk down to other people, and I don't expect to be talked down to. And my company would probably be 3 times the size it was if I was willing to sell out to that. But when people decide they're going to get nasty, I let them know, bad enough. We're not going to do this. Give you an example. What's the worst thing that could happen, right? Your kid's getting ready to have a birthday party. Mom shows up at the store at the Winn-Dixie bakery when I worked there. Wrong kid's name's on the cake. Party always starts in 20 minutes, by the way. And in these days, back then, I don't remember what the flavor of the month was, but these days they're always, well, I'm a blogger, I got a website, I'm going to make sure everybody knows, blah, 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 blah. You know, overvaluing their own importance and how they're going to destroy your company. But anyhow, lady comes in, up one side, down the other. She just destroyed me. She got done. I said, "Are you finished?" Back then, I had to take it. My name wasn't on the outside of the building. He said, "All I've done is listen to you tell me what a horrible job we've done. You've not given me one opportunity to fix the problem. And I have a feeling that if you allowed me to actually do my job and fix the problem, that you might be happy with the outcome of that. I don't know how you would ever... Where's the park?" And she told me it was a park that was right around the corner. I said, "Go to the park." I said, "The last time I checked, we don't lead in with the cake. Get your hamburgers and hot dogs or whatever else, cake's going to be fine." 20 minutes later, I jumped in my car with a cake that was twice the size of the one she ordered, 4 gallons of ice cream, an entire trunk full of balloons, and showed up. Single most loyal customer I ever had after that. Okay? Build the relationship, build it the right way, these people will take care of you. How do you monitor your results? You got to compare whatever your projected total is from your spreadsheet to your actual receipt. You're going to track your savings overall. How much have I saved at each store, and how much have I saved year to date? You can do it just by entering it in the spreadsheet, which we have on the site. Track your spending versus your budget. How do you budget? I told you, we're cash only. Okay? But the one thing you have to understand is when you coupon, there is a marked difference between cash savings and percentage savings. I can take any of y'all that are in here tonight to Publix right now and help you save 90%. All I have to do is find a buggy full of stuff that's at 90%, right? I might not even use it. What's the point of doing it if I save 90% but spend more cash? Percentage savings is not what we're at. Don't get caught up in that. You might be able to achieve more cash flow into your household every month at a 50% savings than you can at 90, because if you spend 90 of a larger number, that's just how numbers work. Okay? You just spend 10% of a larger number. I'm gonna dispel the myth for you right now for extreme couponing. You want to know how they do it? They find stuff that's 80 or 90% off, and then that's all they buy. Look at the stuff that's in there. Every single order is yakisoba noodles, toothbrushes, toothpaste, deodorant. I can get all of that stuff for free any day of the week. What does that do for my family? Nothing. I would rather see them teach people to save 50% and get the stuff that they actually need, as opposed to a circus show that we watch now. When can you expect to see a cash reduction? What I tell people is you should have a baby stockpile after the first sales cycle. The first 8 to 12 weeks, you should have a baby stockpile put together. That's all your essentials. You're going to continue to supplement from that. But the one thing you have to remember is you're not going to be spending hours at the grocery store with buggies full of groceries after you start doing this. Your weekly shopping trip might only be 8 to 12 items, and whatever your stockpile quantity is of those items, but your trip's only 15 minutes, 20 minutes in and out of the store, as long as they have what you're looking for. Okay? If you take the kids with you, you might have to be a little creative. We have coupon hunting contests. I let them go dance in front of the Blinkies and find them in the store. Okay? At the end of that 8 to 12 weeks, you should start seeing a cash reduction. If you want to make sure you see that cash reduction, it's real easy. Don't put as much cash in the envelope. Force yourself to live off of it. Okay? Grocery store savings should be between 50 and 65%. Drugstore savings 85 to 95% if you use any drugstores for anything, period. These are things you're going to run into. Anxiety. You don't have to have a coupon for everything. It's okay. I think sometimes there's like, the black helicopters. Like if I'm not going to use the coupon, there's people who are going to be following me. Like almost like Goodfellas, the end of Goodfellas, where the helicopter's following Ray Liotta everywhere. And I look all over the place because they're going to catch me and then they're going to tell everybody on the internet, ooh, he didn't use the coupon, but he's telling everybody to do it. It's okay. Sometimes you don't use coupons. Zealousness. Deals are going to come around again. You don't have to get it now. It's okay. Overconsumption, hoarding, we've talked about that. Number one, probably should be at the top, is poor eating habits. Let's call it what it is, people. Not all coupons are for things that are good for us. They're not for things we should be putting into our body. Obviously. Okay? Don't get so caught up in the couponing that you're just buying the stuff that you can get really, really cheap unless you're in dire straits, because last time I checked, heart attacks are more expensive than groceries. Okay? That's real. Final points. Don't get discouraged. This is not easy. I told you from the very beginning, that's why I wanted everybody to know that we were recording this tonight, because I want you to be able to go back and listen to it and pause it and listen to 5. Look, I get it. You only want to hear 10 minutes of me at a time. You can do that. Just take a month to listen to the night by doing it that way. Okay? But don't get discouraged. Become a student of it. The average person that has been successful in the systems that we teach has to hear this same information 3, 4, 5 times before it really starts sinking in, and they get something different every time. Susan has been following us, and Amanda has been following us for a really long time, and I still hear every time that we're on a webinar how I explain something, they pick up something different than they did the last time. So become a student of it. It's just like anything else. You got to have continuing ed to make sure that you're able to keep your job as a good couponer. Don't let the thrill of the deal overcome you. There have been medical studies that say that the same endorphins are released by your brain when you have a huge couponing haul that are released by your brain when you hit it big in Vegas. No kidding. If you have not had a huge couponing haul yet, you don't understand that. If you have, it's pretty cool, right? That first time when you see those coupons coming off and that 120 turns into like 37 or 47 or whatever, maybe you only saved your first $50. Who cares what it is? It just gets sweeter and sweeter every time you do it. and they all talk about the happy dance. I've told people before they ought to call it the lambada. For me, that's the forbidden dance. I don't have any business doing any of that. Okay? You got to be patient. You got to be calculated. And you have to develop relationships with your store managers, the people in your community, couponing groups like you have in the church, or like you may have in your community. Online resources. There's tons of online groups that you can become a part of where people are going to be able to support you and teach you how to coupon the right way. Use those resources. There's no reason for you to not know how to do something. I'm sorry. The one excuse I will not tolerate from anybody who comes to me for help is, but nobody's willing to show me. Really? I don't think so. I had a lady came up to me last night. I do believe this one. She came up to me last night and she said, I've wanted to learn this for so long, but nobody's willing to show me because when I'm in the stores and the ladies are doing it, they act like they don't want to help. Almost like I'm going to get the deals before they can get the deals so that the stuff stays on the shelf. I don't know who the grand poobah of couponing is in Enterprise, Alabama that can teach her the secret handshake, but if y'all can show her how to get into the society, it would be good because she really wants to learn. No excuse. If you can't find out from somebody here, there's plenty of places online. Most important thing anybody can do is learn how to share your success. Whether it's through donating product to people that really need something or leaving it on the shelves for people who really need something, whether it's sharing extra coupons that you have, or whether it's just taking the time to teach somebody. Once you learn how to do this, pay it forward. I'm here because somebody taught me. Take the ball and run with it. That's it. Jeremy, you were worried you were going to be the only guy. I told you you weren't going to be the only guy. You took me at my word, don't have a clue who I am. I got a box of coupons for you.